Lockdown board challenge. This is it. Even top decking Exodia won't help you. Yo, ladies and gents, I love a challenge. Honestly, I've seen this on Reddit, and this is by a Redditor named Card Magian. Just like my last post, if you think you have a way, I'd love to hear you try. Here are the rules. So this guy has given us this board right here. There's either two reactions. Sam, this board is crazy. Or Sam, I don't even know what the heck this is. But let me read his rules and conditions first, all right? You have 10 cards in your hand. Any 10 cards, excluding Exodia, the forbidden one. Shocker. But Exodia is still in the deck, though. It's basically your first turn. I won't conduct battle phase for 5 turns, and I currently have no cards in my hand. Your deck consists of basically every single card in the game times 3. So even ban cards. So you can play like Pot of Greed, Face with Charity. And you can arrange your card in any order. So that means that we can top deck whatever we like. Why is he doing this?
This man is totally insane.
So first and foremost, our opponent has the Last Warrior in the extra monster zone, okay? He has Secret Village of the Spellcasters in the field zone, while having Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer, which is Spellcaster, in the monster zone. He also has Dark Samork, Jinzo, Majesty's Fiend, Destiny Hero Plasma on the field, D-Force, Convulsion of Nature, Gravekeeper's Trap, Amplifier, and of course Master Restrict, and also has Exchange of the Spirit in the graveyard. But before we begin, I just did a quick YouTube search to see if there is a resolution already, and I actually came across one YouTube channel called Jesse Perez. I did not look through your video. I see that you made a video on this Reddit post, so I'm not gonna spoil myself to see if I can figure this out, because I'm just trying to figure this out on the very first time. So if I can't figure something out, I'll refer to your video, and then, you know, I just don't want to spoil myself to see if you actually have a solution to this. So yes, so shout out to Jesse Perez. So our opponent has the Last Warrior from another planet on the field. If this card is special summon, destroy all other monsters you control. Neither player can summon monsters. So we can set. We can't summon a monster, but we can set. Let's move on to Secret Village of Spellcasters. If only you control a Spellcaster monster, your opponent cannot activate spell cards. If you control no Spellcaster monsters, you cannot activate spell cards. So this card locks us from using spells. And the reason why it locks us from using spells is because our opponent has Kaiku, the Ghost Destroyer, that's on the field, which is a Spellcaster monster with the ability that reads: your opponent cannot banish cards from either graveyard. So the graveyard is untouchable, and the only card that your opponent has in the grave is Exchange of the Spirit. So we cannot touch either player's graveyard. Next, we got Destiny Hero Plasma on the field. This card says negates the effects of face-up monsters while your opponent controls them. So basically a one-sided skill drain for your opponent. Now we got D-Force. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Destiny Hero Plasma from your deck or graveyard to your hand. While you control Destiny Hero Plasma, apply the following effects. You cannot draw during the draw phase. Your opponent cannot target cards you control with card effects. Okay, next we got Majesty's Fiend. Okay, if Majesty's Fiend is on the field, neither player can activate monster effects. Doesn't that negate every other monster effect on the field? A lot of you guys may know this, but some of you guys may not know this. But Majesty's Fiend doesn't stop lingering effects. And cards like Last Warrior from another planet, cards like Plasma, and cards like Kaiku that's already on the field are not activated effects. They are lingering effects. Effects that just happen. And effects that don't need to activate. And Majesty's Fiend says neither player can activate monster effects. And since you're not activating any of the monsters on the field, Majesty's Fiend doesn't counter any of the monsters on the field. So that's just like really good information for you guys to know. So no monster effects twice. Skill drain, and you cannot activate monster effects. Next, you got Jinzo. Jinzo basically says no trap cards allowed. But yo, this guy has 2 traps: Gravekeeper's Trap and Master Restrict in the back row. Doesn't Jinzo negate that? Well, no, because Jinzo is equipped with Amplifier. And Amplifier makes it so that your opponent cannot use traps. It's a one-sided Jinzo. And next we got Dark Samorg. That means that we cannot set back rows. Oh, what? The last effect, your opponent cannot set cards? I thought your opponent cannot set spawn traps. Wow. All right, let's go on to the traps now. We got Massive Restrict right here. Neither player can tribute cards. Amplifier, which is a one-sided row decree. Gravekeeper's Trap. This card says, while Exchange of the Spirit is in your graveyard, your opponent cannot activate the effects of cards in the graveyard or special monsters from the grave. So, as you guys can see, our opponent does have Exchange of the Spirit in the graveyard. So that means that we cannot summon anything from the grave or activate anything in the grave. So it becomes basically a Necro Valley just for us. And this last effect reads your opponent's draw phase before their normal draw. If this card is already face up on the field, declare one card name. Look at the cards drawn from their normal draw, and if it's a declared card, send it to the graveyard. Why is this crazy? Because our opponent now has Convulsion of Nature. This card is a continuous spell that reads, as long as this card remains face up on the field, both players must turn their respective decks upside down and proceed with the current duel. Both players basically must flip their deck upright, and basically we can see whatever our next draws are going to be. So there's a bunch of interlocking layers with this lock. So we cannot summon from Last Warrior. Plasma negates everything on the field. Majesty's Fiend negates activated effects. Jinzo negates traps. We cannot set monsters or spawn traps. So Dark Simorgh. Haiku prevents cards from being banished from our opponent's graveyard and banishing cards in our graveyard. D-Force prevents targeting. Secret Village basically stops us from using spell cards. Convulsion of Nature flips everything upside right, upside down, right side up. Gravekeeper's Trap pairs off with Convulsion of Nature, meaning that our opponent can basically call the top card of our deck right every single time. And also, Gravekeeper's Trap prevents us from basically using any effects or summoning monsters from the grave because it changes spirit in the graveyard. Amplifier makes it the trap card only work on us, and Master Restrict prevents tributing. So that's like 12 interlocking ways from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So is this board even breakable? Like, holy smoke, this looks absolutely insane. I think I have a way to break this board, I think. But guys, this is the board. This is the layers that we have right now that we got to work with these rules. I'm going to call 3 of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Players in the world. Jesse Khan, Nesh, and Pak. Show them this thing and see if these brilliant minds can solve this thing with us right here.
$1,000 if you could break this board. Sam, are you sure? You're about to lose money. I swear to God, you're actually about to lose bread.
I'm sorry, $1,000. All you gotta do is break the board. All right, Sam, let me send you my PayPal real quick, because this won't take long.
$1,000 if I could break this board? Run it!
Quick announcement that on May the 30th at 8 p.m. EST at txx1.com, I have my very first Supreme Pro official drop. Let's go! Guys, you guys might have seen this playmat all over Pox's social media, all his local legends. If you guys are familiar with his series, and you guys might have seen it in videos here and there of me kind of like hinting the drop. The SP Pink Blossom Collection is dropping May 30th. All right, guys, first come, first serve, limited quantities, and while supplies last. I have the brand new SP mini deck boxes, as you guys see on the screen. Absolutely beautiful. Carries a single deck, which a lot of you guys have asked and requested for, so it's just a little bit small and compact. And I also have the SP Maxi deck box, where it's a little bit bigger, where you guys can also carry your dice, and also there is a divider in there to divide your side deck and your main deck as well. So this is honestly one of my favorite releases, and inside has a foil art of course, the SP branding with the blossoms and things like that, and with the tree. That's all part of the SP brand. So guys, I worked really hard on this for the past couple years, and it's finally out. And you guys can also get the double cloth playmats as well, which is one of the most softest, has some slight shine to it because of the special velvet that we use to produce these awesome playmats. So guys, 3 things are dropping: the SP double cloth playmat, SP mini deck box, SP maxi deck box. And I almost forgot, guys, on May 30th, you guys can have a chance to be part of something even bigger. Be a part of Supreme Pro. You guys can customize your very own Supreme Pro jersey. These is what Pak and I are very excited to announce, that you guys can have your very own custom Supreme Pro jersey, because a lot of you guys have been asking for a Supreme Pro merch. So guys, all this is dropping at tx1.com at 8 p.m. EST. Look at all this stuff on screen, man. Playmats, deck boxes, your very own Supreme Pro jersey. So guys, what are you waiting for? Become part of the team and join Supreme Pro now. tx1.com, 8 p.m. EST on May 30th while supplies last. All right, guys, I'll see you there. So on the line right here, I got Jesse Khan. Jesse, hello.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Ça va bien et tout, baby. Je suis fatigué
Ça va
today.
bien.
Je suis fatigué today. Arguably the best player in the entire world. And then we got Nesh. Hello, Nesh.
I don't know what you
What's
want me
up,
to say,
man?
like, I'm
How's it
sorry for you.
going?
What credentials do you have? I don't really know.
Going to what?
Don't do this to him, man. This is
Nesh
mean.
doesn't really have any credentials, I think.
No, I actually topped the European last year.
You have 10 cards in your hand, any 10 cards excluding Exodia Forbidden One. It's still in the deck though. Your deck consists of every card in existence times 3, including banned, limited, semi-limited cards too, and you can arrange it in any order. Currently, you have 0 cards in your field and graveyard. It is your first turn, and this player right here that has this board cannot conduct their battle phase in 5 turns, and they currently have no cards in their hand. Remember, guys, you have 10 cards in your hand in the beginning. What are some of the ways you guys can think that this board can be broken? I'm gonna start with Jesse. Jesse, from looking at this board, what do you think?
So Gravekeeper traps, there's no graveyard.
Yes. Yes.
False nature means the deck is flipped upside down.
Yes.
I don't remember what D-Force does. What does D-Force do?
When this card is activated, you can add 1 Destiny Hero Plasma from your deck to your graveyard to your hand. While you draw Destiny Hero Plasma, you cannot draw during the draw phase. Your opponent cannot target cards you control with card effects. Each Destiny Hero Plasma gains 100 attack and defense, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Also can make a second attack during each battle phase. So basically, it's a face-up continuous spell that you cannot target any cards while Plasma's on the field.
So then Amplifier, which is the Jinzo equip card, does what, right? It negates spells?
Amplifier negates traps, but only for your opponent.
Oh, so okay, that means you're not negating your Mask Restrict, which says you can't distribute things.
Yes, exactly. So it's like, it's Jinzo, but it's Jinzo only for your opponent.
Kaiku says I can't banish from the graveyard. Dark Smorg says I can't set cards.
Yes.
The Last Warrior says I can't summon. Majesty Fiend says I can't activate effects.
Yes.
Jinzo says I can't use traps. And Plasma is reverse skill drain, but it almost doesn't matter here.
Yes.
Secret Village says you can't activate spells. So I can't set, I can't summon.
And Exchange of the Spirit is in the graveyard.
So I can't activate cards in the grave. But I can't activate graveyard effects anyways. Or I guess this stops trap cards too, right? I mean, graveyard effects. Does Jinzo prevent all traps on the field? I can't banish in the grave because of Kaiku.
Yes.
But, okay. But Jinzo does not negate graveyard effects.
Exactly. Jinjo does not negate graveyard.
And Gravekeeper's trap
What's the
negate.
name of the continuous spell next to D-Force?
It is Convulsion of Nature. And the reason why Convulsion of Nature is there for Nesh to understand is for Gravekeeper's Trap. Because each time you draw a card, Gravekeeper's Trap can... Gravekeeper's Trap, right? That's the name of the card?
Right.
Can call the top card of your deck.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dark Smorg stops the setting of all cards, right?
Yes. Starts to set in all cards.
The issue that I have right now is with Conversion Nature and Gravekeeper Trap.
What's the
Because I
issue?
was thinking... Because I was thinking about like a 7th on top deck. But I don't think I can reveal it, right?
Well, it's gonna get nuked anyways. By the Gravekeeper's trap.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my issue.
You also
That's
can't
my-
summon because of Last Warrior.
Oh, there is also Last Warrior. That one I missed for a second.
And there's
Yeah.
also a Secret Village.
And in Secret Village, you can't activate
No, but
spells.
Secret Village doesn't matter, right? You can just...
It does,
no,
because you have to activate this. You reveal
I
it,
have to activate
and then afterwards you activate it. It's
no,
not
but
just
there
all
are
one
there are also the 7 cards.
super poly. So I'm looking at if there's any effects that activate in the hand, because that's like where things would be safe right now. But I'm not thinking anything. Or if I can get a card banished, I can use a banished effect. But how do you get a card banished? You just can't. There's no macro up. And I can't use graveyard effects to get there. I can't banish from the graveyard because of Kaiku. So I'm a bit lost right now, and I'm gonna try think for a second.
Remember, guys, you can be as creative as you guys want when it comes to this. So, honestly, if there's any other crazy cards in the anime that you guys have that have anime effects, I feel like that should be illegal too.
Well,
No, I mean I'm not going over anime effects. That sounds.
I don't know
crazy.
those anime cards. I'm not like gonna scour the internet for anime effects.
There are some crazy ones in the anime.
alt win conditions. I mean, you can't really access any of them. Exodia, you said, is not allowed. And Flying Elephant's impossible. Flying Countdown's impossible. Jackpot 7 should not be possible either. What Jackpot 7 requires this card is in your possession, sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, banishes card. That doesn't work under Kaiku or Gravekeeper Trap. Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief obviously is not working.
Ghost Ship, why? Why? Wait. Why did Ghost Ship of Mischief of Angel came into mind?
I'm trying to think of any alternate win condition right now is my immediate thing. I'm not sure if.
Also, final doesn't work, right? Like the Destiny
yeah,
board
yeah.
also doesn't work.
No,
Because
Like I think
nothing
we have
here.
to. Yeah, I think we have to think
You have to start
about it.
breaking the field, but I don't know how I can play a card onto the field.
I don't
can't
think you
stretch,
can
can't
break
summon.
the field. I think you have to find.
Remember, guys, the guy has 5 turns that the guy cannot attack. Oh, hey, Pock, you there, bro?
Yeah. I just got back home. What's good,
How can you guys break this board, or is this board even breakable?
bro? You know what's crazy? I don't even know like half these floods on the board. I don't even like know. Like,
Okay.
Like what is it? No spells, no monster effects, no traps.
Yes.
What are these?
Yes, exactly. So you have Kaiku on the field, which you can't manage cards in the graveyard, paired off with Secret Village.
Can't ban it.
That you can't. So you can't manage cards in the grave, and you also have Secret Village of the Spellcasters on the field. So spell lock and graveyard lock. Master restrict means you cannot tribute. So every single kaiju in existence is not allowed to be on the board or lava golem or stuff like that because of master restrict. Amplifier is for Jinzo, and you're wondering, so yo, how is Gravekeeper's Trap and master restrict on the field? And it's activated while Jinzo's on the field. Well, it's equipped to Amplifier. This card basically gives your Jinzo a one-sided trap negate only for your opponent but not yourself. Convulsion flips everything face up. Okay, so that way Gravekeeper's Trap, your opponent can call every single card that you draw every turn. And D-Force basically prevents every card on the field from being targeted while Destiny Hero Plaza is on the field. And you got Last Warrior from a different planet, which says neither player can summon.
And Gravekeeper's Trap basically, so like for example, they can call any card and it goes to the graveyard. Is that how that works?
Yes, but the reason why is because Convulsion of Nature flips your cards face up, right? So they're gonna know every single card that you draw. So Gravekeeper's Trap can actually resolve. Ladies and gents, can 3 of the greatest minds in Yu-Gi-Oh figure this out?
And you're saying this, you know, there's an answer, right? Like,
Huh?
there's an answer, or are you just making us kill ourselves? Like,
Well, I'm trying to figure out the answer with you guys. What are you talking about? That's why I have you guys
so you
on
don't
here.
know if there's an answer.
Well, I have one possible answer.
Wait, you have 5 turns, and how many? You have a hand size of 10?
10. And you have 5 turns to beat this board. 6 turns.
And then my deck is any card in existence. You said, right?
Any card in existence in Yu-Gi-Oh! Anything. And your hand can be any 10 cards you want. Your hand can be any 10 cards.
And but my deck size is like 50. So, but like it's basically like I have any 10 cards in the game except the head, right?
Except the Exodia head. Except
you're
Exodia
saying?
head.
Can I draw the Exodia head? Like, can it be in the deck?
Yes.
No, right. What do
Wait.
you mean, yes? Then I'll. What? Exodia can be in the deck.
Oh, yes. Yes. Honestly, I think that's the only win condition, no?
I'm pretty sure you have to win by like some sort of Exodia bullshit.
I mean, you can't
But-
draw Exodia, though, right? Like,
Wait.
You
Honestly,
can't draw Exodia.
No, you cannot
you
draw
need to, like-
Exodia because there is the Graveskeeper, right?
wait,
But if you
wait.
draw-
Wait, guys. What's
Wait,
the
I
ruling
draw
with
Exodia? Isn't it too late?
Wait.
Yeah.
No,
Wait.
because
If you draw Exodia,
there is
wait.
Convulsion Nature. There is Convulsion Nature that reveals the top card, and then there is Graveskeeper. It's gonna
Yeah.
call the piece.
Yeah, but if you draw Exodia, doesn't the Exodia win condition just go first?
no.
Wait, it doesn't work
Oh,
like
wait,
that?
I actually don't know. I have no idea.
I don't think it does.
Are you sure?
Also, that would be stupid. There's no way that's supposed to be the answer because that's just not interesting.
I
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
think that's the answer.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna disregard that answer. To be honest, I don't think it's the answer either, because obviously Exodia top deck would be the greatest scenario ever. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there has to be a way to beat this board other than Exodia.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
And you can't stream mode, right?
No, you can't.
How many cards are in their deck? Like, can I deck them out? Like, I don't. I mean, they're pretty much only safe place to activate effects
In hand,
are
right?
the hand and the banished pile. But how can you get something banished? You just can't, because even summoning conditions can't be fulfilled for like a Vicious Astronaut type card because of Last Warrior. So the card would have to get banished naturally. I don't know how the hell that would happen. And it can't be a graveyard effect to get itself banished, so it doesn't work either. It would have to be banished itself from the hand. What the hell does that? Nothing. And not a monster, only spells or traps.
Evenly matched? No, you don't. No,
Not
you
a hand
can't.
effect. It just
Not a-
activates from the hand.
Yeah, activates from hand. So evenly matched is disregarded.
You literally cannot activate spells, traps, or monsters.
Yeah. So
What the hell do you want me to do here?
I'm pretty sure like it's just Exodia, right? Like you.
I'm pretty sure that's the only way to win. Look, we have to double check the ruling with Gatekeeper's Trap versus Exodia. Nesh,
That's not a real. It's a terrible challenge then, if that's the answer.
of course, I think the challenge is terrible anyways if Exodia is in the picture regardless. You know what I'm saying? So I think the only way is probably is the Exodia.
So not interesting if it's Exodia. Hold on.
Yeah. Is there a kaiju that doesn't activate and that doesn't say tribute but send?
But even if there is, it doesn't matter because there is the last warrior.
You also, yeah, you literally can't set or summon because of Simorg. Because Simorg works for monsters too, or no?
Yeah, no, Samorg says you cannot set cards.
Okay.
So you can't even set monsters.
Bro, like I don't even know.
Is there any way that we can discard cards to the graveyard? If we're following the
End
rule
phase.
end phase, right? So is there like 4 cards that we can discard?
To do what with Sam? I'd like you to go over this. You are behind.
I don't know. I'm listen, I'm the host, so I'm just trying to make sure that you guys are
Bro.
thinking, you know what I'm saying?
There's a Gravekeeper trap in play. We can't use graveyard effects. What are you gonna discard that does anything?
Yeah, you can't
It's just
special.
not possible. I'm pretty sure Sam is trolling us here and wasting our time.
No, bro. No.
Bro.
I'm actually not trolling you guys. I honestly want to know the answer myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought this would be a good video to see
There
whether or
isn't
not
an answer.
there's actually no answer to this. There's actually no answer.
Not that I know of.
I'm literally thinking like okay, so we can use hand effects. We can't use effects in
Not
graveyard.
monsters though.
Not monster because the Majesty's
can-
team.
No monsters. That's the thing. Like if there is any
Yeah.
spell
It's
or
hand
trap
effects
in
of
hand,
spells and traps. What hand effects of spells
But-
and traps exist?
that's the thing. Like which spell or trap can actually like
Is there a reveal? Is there a reveal spell?
no.
Is there a reveal
I'm
spell?
literally I'm on DB right now checking every spell card that like that does anything. I don't even know.
I don't think.
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
You have 5 turns.
5 turns, bro. 5 turns, your deck is flipped face up. You can't use graveyard. You can't use nothing. Only way, like Jesse said, you're gonna be able to use, of course, the spell and trap card effects in hand, but there's nothing that activates like that.
I can put nothing on the like. The thing is that you have no board presence whatsoever. Like with the board presence, it's probably possible to do it, but without any possible board presence, like everything is gonna rely on you having some unplayable spell or trap that reveals itself and does something, which I don't think it exists as well because I think I have a pretty good knowledge of the Yu-Gi-Oh card pool, and I don't think there is any. Like in fact, the first thing that I was gonna say, like, and here is the thing, right? Because there are some cards that needs to reveal itself,
Like what?
like again, like I was searching something like the 7th. Obviously, it's not the 7th, but like something that has a similar effect of rank up magic, the 7th one. Like something that's not like that. Obviously, it's not it, but like something that has an effect that reveals itself and does something.
This board is the only unbreakable board in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Jesse has came up with his conclusion. He said there's nothing that you can do to break this board.
Yeah,
Oh.
just a second. Just let me try something.
Okay, Nash,
I'm
okay.
like, yeah.
Okay, Nash, honestly, you can try something.
Bro, like
This
this
doesn't
board,
work.
bro, like it's so crazy.
This board is actually crazy. Like when I saw this board, I'm like, I don't think there was a way because you guys, I might not be the smartest. So when I look at this board, I'm like, yeah, there's no way you think this board is breakable.
Like, I'm trying to figure this out. Like it's blowing my brains.
From reading this thing right here, from just reading all the rules that this Redditor has given us here, the only way is probably just to top deck Exodia. That's literally it. But that's obviously not
That's
a
what I
fun-
was saying. I
But-
thought it was like top deck Exodia.
No, even Exodia doesn't help you because
does,
there
it does,
is
it does.
Convulsion of Nature that reveals your top deck, and there is Graveskeeper Trap.
No,
That
no,
puts your top deck.
no. But the way win condition rulings are, if you already have all the other 4 pieces in your hand and you top deck
But you
Exodia,
don't draw it yet, right? Let me double check.
You do. You
During
draw,
the
draw,
it,
and
and
draw
then you
phase,
reveal it.
before their normal draw, if this card is face up, yeah, no, the continuous effect have to resolve it before, so you won't win it with Exodia.
No, but it says it says you can have 3. Wait, you can have 3 card of every existence, including ban. So I can just put 3 Exodias on top of my deck. And top
You don't
deck
get a
Exodia
new
for
card
freedom.
pack. You don't get a new card.
What do you mean new card?
Are you saying like when they called right off Keeper Trap you get the next card? No, you don't. You just don't
Yeah.
get a draw.
Oh, is there a card that says when it's sent to the graveyard, draw another card? You just do that.
No, because they have a
Right.
Gravekeeper Trap negative graveyard effects.
yes.
Oh, so it's not top deck Exodia.
Every interaction is blocked, so your entire board has no win con. Your graveyard has also no win con, because there is
They can
exchange
attack.
of the Spirit and Graveskeeper.
Damn.
Is there any spell that you no? Is there any spell that you can reveal and banish a trap from your opponent graveyard? That's because then we can unlock a win con.
Ah, what's the spell?
Ah, no, I'm asking Jesse.
Jesse?
You can't banish from the graveyard.
Oh, I'm done.
No, with
You guys can have
Kiko,
fun with this.
once,
This is
it
this
says
is not
your
possible.
graveyard, right? Oh no, from either graveyard. Never mind, because there is Kiko.
Dude. Yeah, you
Yes.
can't
The
banish from the
exchange
graveyard.
cannot be touched as well. No,
There's
there is
nothing,
no
dude.
withdraw.
There's nothing. I'm over this.
I'm very positive. I'm
Damn,
very
Jesse
positive.
tapped
baited
out
us
first.
into-
Jesse tapped out
Yes.
first.
I'm a realist. I know when
and
I
I'm-
beat. I know when to go to the next game. I am doing work now because I don't know what the hell Sam wants me to do with this.
Pac, what do you think, bro?
The only thing I had was like the Exodia thing, but I don't know a way to draw Exodia.
All right, guys. So Jesse Gon tapped out. He said this board is actually unbreakable with the rules that are given by this veteran right here. And I'm really shocked that Jesse tapped out first. And he's really like, damn, like he's a realist. Like he said, if this board is unsolvable, he's just gonna give up and just like turn in the towel and move on with the next day. Nash, on the other hand, tried his best, but Nash also couldn't figure out a way to solve this as well. But Pac did bring something up that may also work. So Pac says that probably the only way to beat this is probably Exodia, right? But if you're just saying Exodia, it's not fun. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not like, yeah, okay, of course, every way to win is like have Exodia in hand, right? But the thing is, like, what I'm curious about is that this guy even said Exodia won't help you. But from my understanding, is the way win conditions work. If the win condition, from my understanding, is met, I feel like the win condition happens. Exodia the Forbidden One, if you guys read the effect, if you have right leg, right arm, left arm, in addition to this card in your hand, you win the duel. So it's like, this is like kind of like a lingering effect where it just like happens, right? And it doesn't activate, right? It doesn't activate. But what I'm curious about is the ruling with Gravekeeper's Trap. Like, obviously, this is a boring way to win this, but I do want to see if Exodia can actually help me. Is that during your opponent's draw phase, before their normal draw, if this card is already face up on the field, declare one card name. So obviously, let's say they're going to declare, because we can arrange our deck in any order, right? So we're going to arrange our deck to be Exodia head on top of our deck, even though with Convulsion of Nature. But since Convulsion of Nature is on the field, our opponent knows that we're going to top deck Exodia. So our opponent is going to use Gravekeeper's Trap to declare one card name. And they're going to look at the cards drawn for their normal draw. If it was the declared card, send it to the graveyard. So, but like, the thing I'm confused about is that, like, Gravekeeper's Trap, the way it's worded is that declare one card name. Look at the cards drawn for the normal draw, and it was declared card sent to the grave. But doesn't that mean that we get to draw first though? Like he said, Exodia won't help me. But doesn't that mean that, okay, we have already 4 pieces in our hand and we top deck Exodia? Doesn't Exodia be in our hand first before like Gravekeeper's Trap resolve? You guys get what I'm trying to say, right? So doesn't that mean that Exodia is always the answer anyways? And obviously it's just a boring way to win, but I think that's just the answer. I do want to fact check this. Let's try this on YuGiOh Pro. All right. We have 4 pieces in our hand, and I stacked my deck in a way that I know that Exodia is going to be on top of our opponent's deck. We also have Exchange of the Spirit in the grave. I think Exodia is probably just the only way to win. So let me just end our turn. All right. So on the draw phase. Okay. So on the draw phase, Gravekeeper's Trap will activate. So this is obviously YuGiOh Pro is equipped with all like the latest rules and how Yu-Gi-Oh is supposed to function. So I think this ruling, or the way that this is ruled here on YuGiOh Pro, should be correct and should be final in my personal opinion. So I'm gonna call Exodia Forbidden One, and I'm gonna see what will happen if he draws it. So he draws it. Okay, so it wins. We win. We win. Wait, what? What? You guys see that? It prompted like all the cards. It made it look like Exodia won, but in the end, Exodia got sent to the grave. Maybe it's because the way Gravekeeper's Trap is worded is because you're not really drawing that card. It's kind of like you call the top card right, and when your opponent looks at it, if it's the correct card that was called, you have to reveal it, then send it to the grave. So does that mean that Exodia never hit the hand? That's what Gravekeeper's Trap does, right? It ensures that the card actually never hits the hand. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So this board is actually unbreakable. A board that surpasses Exodia the Forbidden One. That was crazy, ladies. I didn't know it worked like that. I thought it worked like the way that I thought it would, but it didn't. It worked. It stopped this entire Exodia thing. Honestly, guys, Jesse Gon, the best player in the world, Nash, Pac, and I couldn't solve this. What are some of the ways that you guys could beat this board? And honestly, I feel like the only way that we could win is just become Kaiba. threaten to jump off the castle. That's probably it. That's probably the only way to win, bro. If your opponent has that board, this board right here, we probably just gotta be Kaiba and just be like, if you win, I'm gonna jump off like this castle. That's probably the only way to win. Let me know your thoughts, and that's pretty much it. It's your boy Sam from Team Sam signing out. All right, guys. Peace.